news. Gervonta Davis versus Jake Paul. What you
Yeah.
think? November 14th. They're saying Netflix. Talk
I
to me.
mean,
What's
I,
your thoughts?
I'm gonna watch it. I know that much because it's gonna be something that's interesting to see. That whole dynamic of small Tank Davis with Jake Paul with his size and his lack of boxing experience, and it's gonna be interesting to see. I really just don't want boxing to start feeling like it's like diluted. You know what I'm saying? Like I was respecting the fact that, Jake he would stay in his lane when it came to, fighting certain people he'll fight. At first he started off with fighting like basketball players and then he started fighting old, MMA guys or retired MMA guys. And then he started fighting, old boxers, retired boxers, or just boxers that's not really even like that relevant. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now he's doing the gym with Tank Davis, and granted, Tank Davis, he's still not. They're not in the same weight class, and I believe this is an exhibition.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't want the WWE for the next WWE for boxing for the next generation to turn into something like the WWE. I don't want people to expect like a whole like show spectacle that's not respected because boxing is something that like we really really put our lives on the line, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we just
For real.
had two Japanese fighters on the same card that passed last week, and that was wild, and that's just right there just shows you like boxing needs to be taken serious. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for the entertainment. I'm all for the entertainment, but there's a line. You know what I'm saying? There's a thin line between the entertainment and then when it becomes to like just a crazy show. You know, so
A
yeah, a
circus, like they're
circus.
saying
Yeah,
in the
exactly, a
comments.
circus right there. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not. I don't want boxing to turn like into like that because that it's called the gentleman's sport and it's a sweet science for a reason, man. Um, yeah, man, we just got to see how it goes. I hope that they have a stat card. Shoot, maybe I might be on that card. You never know. You never know. Um, but
You have been on the Jake Paul card before. I
yeah,
remember
yeah,
with
yeah.
that
With
Tyson
Tyson.
one. Yeah, the last one that he did, right?
Yep,
The
yep,
last one that he fought on. Yeah.
yep. I was on it, so you never know. But yeah, I just hope that they
Did you
have
get your Did you get your million?
my million. Nah, man. Nah, but yeah, man, I feel like boxing is in a good place right now in terms of the certain type of people that's watching it. He's bringing a whole demographic of people that don't even know anything about boxing to watch boxing, which is cool. It's making the sport more lucrative and it's keeping the sport alive. But yeah, man, I just don't want it to turn into something that I don't recognize.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
Do you feel like when maybe that's just how Netflix is trying to do it, right? Maybe
Hmm.
it's just the net. Maybe do you feel like people will just look at it as like Netflix puts cards like that together, kind of, or do you feel like no matter what, boxing's going to get hit because you got relevant, competitors in the sport joining it while they're in their careers, in their primes.
Yeah, man. I don't think it'll just be looked at as just a Netflix thing because that's just where the seed is gonna be planted. I think it's just gonna start there, and then as time goes on, it's gonna be a bigger thing because you gotta understand Jake Paul, his fan base is the younger generation, so
Correct.
they may not know any better. They may think like, oh, this is what it's supposed to look like, you know, and then expect that with every other card, like with PPC and DAZN and Top Rank, and then when Top Rank don't, give that type of show, or all the other promotional companies that I mentioned, it's like, oh well, I just only want to watch, the Jake Paul ones because that one looks more fun and that one looks more colorful and it looks more of a spectacle and and
Oh,
then
I
the
didn't
interest
even think
goes
about it
up.
like that
Yeah, the
because the
interest goes
production is
up.
definitely a next level.
Yeah, it is. It definitely
Yeah.
is. It definitely is. So I will tell you right now, firsthand, like I've never been a part of a spectacle like that when I was on that card with Jake Paul and Tyson. Like it was a lot of fun. Even the way they treated the fighters and everything like that. But I mean, obviously I know that it's only like that when it comes to those big fights. You know what I'm saying? Like if they only be able to produce like that with those mega fights. But it was a lot of fun, and they really know how to put on a show. They know what the fans like. They know how to attract their people, and that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I can definitely see it, snowballing into something bigger. And I don't know, man. It's just, I think that what did they even rank Jake Paul in one of the sanctional bodies? I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think I heard about
yeah.
that too. Like, bro, they're
Uh,
they're creeping in into the real world little by little, and I don't know how to feel about that.
through money and popularity.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, granted, I,
absolutely.
I respect the work that he's putting in, that he's put in for the past few years. To be able to get to where he's at. He actually is like training, doing all that good stuff. But I don't know. Then the boxer in me is like, ah man, there's so many people that have worked all their lives to get to where he's at, and he's just already there because he's popular. It kind of like it's like I understand both sides. I respect the business end, but then as a boxer, it's like, ah man, there's so many other boxers that wish they had that opportunity, and yeah, it's a battle. It's a conflicting battle.
You don't really want to see this routine continue with the start of Jake Paul and Tank. You hope like this doesn't necessarily become a pattern with active boxers that are popular that are trying to reach that extra millions that they probably don't think that they're gonna see unless they fight 10
Mhm.
times.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That is true. With guys like Turkey or Jake Paul, they have that money to make certain people make certain moves that they probably wouldn't have made, or to make certain moves that they just waiting for the opportunity to come. Um, I feel like I just hope that things could just continue to be respected in the sport, so that we wouldn't have to worry about like uh, certain things just not feeling as exciting. You know what I mean? Like I don't want that spark, that feeling, that rush. Like I remember watching Barrios and Manny Pacquiao, bro, and me seeing Pacquiao back in the ring made me feel like a little kid, made me feel like a teenager watching him all over again, bro. Like it was like a rush, like I was getting goosebumps watching him. And then the way he performed was like, you know what I mean? It's like Pacquiao, what? Like, you know, like that's that feeling that I want to have again. You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel like I've had that feeling for a while. Like certain fighters, maybe, like you might have that. I might have that feeling, but